The Renault Twizy. Isn't that just the funniest little thing? Hello YouTube! DSN here, filtering the M25 at rush hour. It's 5:45 and the motorway is jam-packed the whole way around. But today I'm going to give you guys my review, excuse me, thank you, of the Scala Rider G9. Now I'm hoping the rain hasn't got onto this camera too much and you can actually see what's going on. Don't want you guys to have dirt in your eyes. So, the Scala Rider. We are going to first of all talk about why I chose it. Then we're going to talk about the good points, the bad points, and then just the general overall, just how I feel about it in general, whether I'd recommend it or not. So, first things first, the reason why I chose this is really quite simple. It's the newest Scala Rider on the market, and all my friends have Scalas. And basically, you've got to get the unit that all your mates have, because they don't connect to each other. So if all your mates have Scalas, you're going to get a Scala. Now, the G4 and the G9 are quite similar in their use, thank you mate. But the G9 does have some pretty cool features. The first of which is flash pairing. Now I really like that. It basically means you can hold the button down for a few seconds and bonk two Scala riders together and they'll pair and then you can talk to them. Hello! Now that's really useful, especially when you go out on a ride and you're like, oh, you've got one too, yeah, brilliant. Bonk, paired up and you're just chatting straight away. Now, the second really useful feature that's new on the G9 is you can pair or you can store up to 10 different paired devices, right? So I connect to a different Scala Rider and then when I get home and plug it into my computer, I can add that person permanently to my Scala. So what that means is I can have up to 10 different riders that I ride with quite frequently. And I just press one button and I say call Graham, or I say call Anik, or I say call Vicky, and it will immediately pair. It's not making a phone call at that point, it's setting up a pair between me and that person, and it remembers which Scala that is, and if they're in range it will just connect it and make the call. Whereas before, if you've only got the two pair channels, so every time you ride with someone again, if you've ridden with someone else, you have to repair with them and faff around, and it's just so much easier doing it that way. And I don't really ride with more than 10 people that have Scalas, so it's perfect for me. The other good features is that it will just connect to everything. I've never had a phone that it won't connect to. Shall I come off at Woking Chertsey? No, I'm just going to stay on. Thank you, mate. Yeah, it just connects to everything. My phone, my sat-nav, other Scalas, it just works this time. With the G4, you get a few problems here and there where it would connect to... Thank you, mate. If you connect it to a rider, it would disconnect your phone and things like that going on that were just a bit of a pain, and I've never had any problems with that. It's always done its job. It's never frozen on me or done anything stupid. And with the antenna that it's got as well, the range on these is really pretty good. Obviously when you lose line of sight it does get a lot worse, but as a general rule I don't really get problems connecting to people unless I'm long gone, you know, so really good. Now, bad points with the Scala is that even though it, like I said, it does connect and dial in to the phone perfectly, the actual interactions between the phone and the sat-nav are sometimes a little clunky. Sometimes it won't work, or it won't dial the way I want it to dial, and it's just a little bit fiddly with all. There's like 6 or 7 different buttons on it, and even after I've been using it for a year, I've had this for a year now, keep in mind, I still have the odd problem remembering what button combination I should be pressing and things like that. I'd really liked it to be a little bit simpler, but the phone does so much that it's really, you know, they have to find a way to get these different features activated, really. So I don't know whether that's a downside, but I'd like to think there might be a slightly simpler way, sorry, to do that. But all in all, there really aren't that many downsides. Occasionally, it will, if you are riding with someone and it does disconnect the pair, so you ride too far for it to stay connected, sometimes it has a bit of trouble putting that connection back up. It sort of gets stuck in this I'm disconnected mode every now and then. It's only happened once or twice, but it's really annoying when it happens, and I'm really glad I'm not following that lorry along, because that doesn't look too safe. But yeah, other than that, there really aren't that many downsides to it. The battery life lasts forever, I can't complain about that, and generally it just does what's advertised on the tin, to be honest with you. But yeah, as a general overview, it's a fantastic bit of kit. You know, the technology in it is amazing. You know, I can listen to my music and talk on the phone or talk to other riders, listen to my sat nav through it, and as a bike, on my bike, there is nowhere for me to put a sat nav where I'll be able to see it, so being able to listen to it properly is fantastic. And yeah, I really can't rate it enough. If you are thinking about getting one, it's certainly an excellent bit of kit. It isn't cheap by any means, but nothing you buy, you know, you get what you pay for these days, don't you? So if you do want the good kit, you got to pay the good money for it. So yeah, all in all, absolutely chuffed with it. Few tiny little niggly things, but nothing that will really bother you. Nothing you can't just pull over and go, alright, yeah, fix that. I do keep the user manual, the PDF, on my phone, so if I do ever do something that I don't often do, oh, which way am I going? I don't even know which side of the M3 I'm on. That way, isn't it? Shit. Death, death, death. There you go, I'm alive again. That was a bit silly of me, not really paying attention properly, but got away with that one. So anyway, there you go guys. Like I said, all in all, excellent bit of kit, really useful. The sound and audio on the phone is second to none. In other helmets, the wind noise does get a little bit leery, but in mine, which is the Icon variant, it's absolutely fine. It's the same quality as it is when you're listening to me now. So I've never had anyone that can't hear me when I'm talking. I use it all the time for work when I'm riding around, and everyone's fine with it. You can hear music incredibly loudly. The speakers are really, really good. And yeah, all in all, chuffed to bits with it. Really good, and couldn't rate it enough. So there you go guys. Enjoy your day. I'm sopping wet, and I'll see you soon.